Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys 7 ways on how to perfect your forms. Let's go. Okay, so number 1 is looking first. So somebody is coming at you, say an enemy. The first thing you wanna do is look. If you don't look, well, they're gonna come at you and they're gonna hit you. So that's the first move, is look, fold, and then go right into the movement. So number 2 is loosening your body and then tighten at the end. So when I fold and then go into a block, I want to relax my body as I fold, as I step. Then at the end, I tighten at the end, and that creates the power. So it's not necessarily just going slow motion like that. So later we're gonna talk about timing and power. Okay, so number 3 is how to fold when you're moving. So when I'm turning, say I go left or I go right, or I'm here, I wanna do a quarter turn. So I wanna know how to fold properly. So to fold properly is, if I'm going left, my arm that is not that's not blocking is going to be this one, my right hand. So that hand is going to be bent, okay, to here. If I'm going towards the right, it's going to be bent, right? If I'm standing like this, it's going to be bent. If I'm going forwards, my arm is now, the arm that's not bent, blocking, is going to be straight forwards now, or here. So that can get a little confusing. So just know that when you turn, arm is bent, arm that's not blocking is bent. When you're going forwards, arm that's not blocking is straight forwards. Okay, so number 4 is we're going to be talking about timing. So when I said when we loosen our body and then tighten at the end, not necessarily do we go slow motions like that. It's here we fold. Here. That's what I do. I fold and I'm still relaxed, and then I block. We bring up our hands fast, we step, we're still relaxed, and then we block and tighten at the end. So for timing on stepping is we want to block and step down at the same time. So we're here, block and step down right around here. So same thing with punches. When I raise up my, when I parry and I step forwards, right when I step down, that's when it's necessary for good timing. If I don't have good timing and I step down and I punch, then you're way off on that. So if like a bad guy comes in, he's gonna come in with a bat and I'm gonna block. I don't want to just step here and then block, right? So that's common sense. So I want to be able to block right when I step down. Okay, so number 5 is stances. So stances, so front stance, I want to be able to be, so I'll show you this way. My front leg is bent, I can't see my toe, my back leg is locked, I am shoulder width apart, and this is a front stance. So I want to be able to not be like this or slightly to the side like this. I want to be able to be squared. Okay, I want to be squared. I want to be lined up with you, with my opponent, just like this. And so that's for a front stance. For a back stance, I'm going to bend the back leg all the way. So most of the weight is on the back leg. I'm going to slightly bend my front leg. My front toe, if you can see, is pointing forwards. So that's a back stance. So yes, my body is sideways this way. So how do I go forwards if my body is sideways? So when I block, my body goes squared here, okay? Or if I go into back stance. I'm gonna go forwards and then right there. So that's a back stance. Horse stance, it's gonna be wider than your shoulder width. Yeah, and then your toes are gonna be straight forwards, your knees are out, and of course your legs are bent just like this, just like you're riding a horse. Just like that, it's pretty simple. Doesn't feel good to just sit here, but this is what it is. This is a horse stance right there. Okay, so number 6, we're gonna talk about power. So power comes within the hips. If I were to do it with the shoulders, my body would just be out of balance, right? So if I were to do this wrong, and I would go like this, if I use my shoulders, my body would just go way out of line of where I'm going. So I just want to use my hips. That's where my thought process should be, is just on my hips. So now it's not always just the hips pivoting on the foot. So I step, and as I pivot, my hips move here, and then once I get to this angle here, this foot is going to help my hips to turn and then do that hip snap right there. So right here, and it's gonna pivot, it's gonna lock back, just like that, okay? So that's where the power comes from for the hips. So if I do this without the hips, like I just showed you, like this, I'm going like this. This is with the hips, with the hip snap is what we call it. Just like that. And we want to be able to see that whipping across of the belt. So for power, like I said, is to relax, and at the end, tighten at the end. That's what makes it sharp and makes it look powerful right there. Same thing for punches. When I step forwards, I want to be able to, I do a hip thrust here, just like that. That's what kind of gets that power within that punch. For kicks, locking it out for a second, so I lock it out and bring it back. So I lock it out and then bring it back. Sometimes I see most students, they kick and it looks like this. It looks like it's like a bouncy ball with their kick. So when you kick, it's supposed to go through, not bounce off that opponent or bounce off that bag that you're working on. You want to go through and then back down. It looks like you're bouncing off, but that's not what you're doing. It's just here, okay? Again, and then down. So I'm lifting it up, and then I kick, I hold it out for like a second. I count for like 1 or 2 seconds. Ready? 1, 2, and then bring it down. 1, 2, then bring it back down. Instead of here, it's just like that. Same thing for with any other kicks. Round kicks, side kicks, back kicks. Lock it out for about 1 to 2 seconds, and then there you go. There's that power within your kick. Okay, so number 7 is going to be keying. So keying helps you to earn points in, say, tournaments or when you're testing. If you have a very weak key, chances are you're not going to pass and you're not going to get any points. So keying loud is very crucial in your form, and knowing when to key in your form. So learn those keys in your forms and learn how to key loud. How do I key loud? I want to be able to push on my stomach. That's how I create more volume when I suck in my stomach. If I don't suck in my stomach and I just do it through my my throat here, I'm just gonna strain my throat, my voice. So how do we do this? For practice, if you have somebody to help you, they're gonna just tap on your stomach and you're going to key as loud as you can. So if I were to just mimic that, somebody would hit my stomach. So I would hit my stomach. Ta, ta, ta. So notice how that volume had gotten louder. If it was weak, like I said, it's gonna be, you're not gonna scare or wow your judges. So it shouldn't be like this. Ice. Oh yeah. Ice. It should be, cha! That's what a ki should be. Now, for me, I'm a quiet person. I do not like ki-ing as much, but as I got through the ranks, I've grown in confidence with myself and learning how to use my ki and how to be a little bit louder. And I got at each rank, I feel like I got a little bit louder as I went. And so as I got my black belt, I felt like I have confidence in myself now. Now I can just ki so loud that everybody's ears are gonna bleed. No, I'm joking. But anyways, so that's 7 tips for you guys to take on for your forms and for your karate class and to help other people. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next video.